What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time clicking on my channel, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button so that you can become a part of the PVO family. But if this is not your first rodeo, then you already know it is the vibes for me, period. So you guys, as you can tell by this title, we are going ahead and getting into this series, okay? This series is titled Growing Pains. So let's get right into the video. So the reason why I captioned this self-reflection and growing up silent is because I feel that is where it all starts. I feel that you have to acknowledge your childhood or your upbringing in order for you to realize where this pain came from, or where this confusion came from, or where, you know, that is your foundation. Your upbringing is your foundation. So if you are trying to understand why you are certain ways, then maybe just go to your childhood, kind of pick out certain things and try to figure out, okay, so I see the correlation, okay, maybe I need to forgive. Maybe I need to understand myself, or maybe I need to understand why they did that, or maybe I need to reach out and talk to them. So many different things, you know. A lot of times we definitely hold on to things, and I am a person who bottles things up. So I'm gonna speak of whoopings, okay? Y'all comment down below if y'all are for whoopings, spankings, or whatever the case is. I'm definitely for them. I do feel they are needed, and you know, when y'all getting a whooping, you know, your mama kind of telling, well, after the fact, she's kind of telling you, they whoop you and they tell you, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing this because I love you, you know. And later on in life you realize, hey, yeah, she loved me because she didn't want me out here acting crazy, or she wanted me to have some type of discipline, you know, or she wanted me to respect myself, or all of these different things. And so to say self-reflection, it's like we really have to look in the mirror, you guys. It's not always the other people. We need to take accountability in what we did, how we reacted, the things we said, in order for us to pinpoint our behavior so that we can get better. So for me, I bottle things up, and I know how to show my emotions, but sometimes I don't. And when I used to get a whooping, I never cried. I never cried when I got a whooping, right? And I would go straight to my room, didn't want to talk to nobody, but I never cried. And I may cry when I get in the room, I'm not really sure, but I never cried. Like in the act of getting a whooping, I didn't cry. And so one time, y'all, I'll just say this real quick. My mama, I guess she caught on to the fact that I didn't cry. She might have been just so upset, honey. She came back and whooped me again until I cried. But I caught on and I slid fake cry, but it's okay. But it's okay. But I kind of hold in my feelings for a really long time. And what I learned was, in the midst of me going to my room, I'm getting angry. You know what I'm saying? And so things that I want to say, or things that I want to do, all these different things, I never wanted to harm myself or anything, but I just kept so much anger inside of me, and I didn't know how to let that out. And so now I kind of realized in my older age, you know, now, and I'm trying to work on it. And even before, I think it's a lot better now because I know what it is, and I'm trying to better myself in that area. But before, it was just like, I would just rage out. You know, I was telling Bess and Sean before how I would throw things. Like literally, I would throw things. And it's because when I'm angry, I would throw things. And that's why I don't try to get angry, and I don't try to, you know, give off bad vibes or anything like that, because it's just like, that was something that I would do. Like I would throw things when I was angry, like, you know, around the house. Like I've never done that in public or whatever, but I would throw things. And I told my mama a time, and well, I told them, and they thought that was the funniest thing. Okay, I told my mama, she thought it was funny too, but it's serious, you know. That's something that I did. And you know, with you bottling things up, there's no telling what you would do when you finally explode. Once you shake that Sprite up or that Coca-Cola up for so long, and you take that top off, it's over with. It's exploding, okay? And so for me, it's just simply to, you know, get everything else out of my head. Like, leave me alone, don't talk to me, just let me, you know what I'm saying? Because I can get real mouthy, and I don't like to be that way. And so I had to accept that about myself. You know what I'm saying? I had to accept that about myself, because growing up too, you know, as a child, and I do, don't get me wrong, I do think that kids should definitely stay in kids' places. So when you're younger, you may feel as if you're growing up silent, or you're feeling like you can't say certain things. And this is one scenario I will go back to, because I do think kids should be able to speak. I think that, you know, you're trying to say things to your parents while they're talking to grown people. Now that's where the line is drawn. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't talk to grown people while they're talking. And so, that is a way of you kind of being silent, because there's no telling what it is that you want to tell your parents, even though they're talking to an adult. But it's like you may feel like you're being shut down, because this could be important, possibly. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case is, you may just feel shut down, and so now you kind of may not want to speak anymore, if that makes sense. In another instance, it could be, you know, you trying to open up about something. So I'll give you guys an example. So my mom, she always told me that, and I want to say this too, my mom was an amazing mom. She was strict, but I love her parenting. You know, some things I don't agree with, you know, when I be a mom or whatever, but she did what she was supposed to do as a mom, and I feel like your girl is pretty good, okay? But she used to tell me, you know, I want you to talk to me. There were things she would say, you know, talk to me about it first, because I don't want you dumbfounded in the world, which I absolutely love. I get that. You do, you know, want to talk to your family, to your parents, because they'll understand you. They won't judge you, you know, they love you enough to tell you right from wrong, kind of deal. And so I forget what it was exactly that I'm sorry, let me get back on track, y'all. And so she'll say, you know, how her and her mom would have this relationship. She could talk to her mom about everything, but she could talk to her about anything, everything. They had this relationship, this bond, and all this kind of stuff. So y'all, I tried my look. Okay, sis. So I tried my look, y'all, and it could have possibly been about sex or something like that. Something that she really, I think she kind of got caught off guard, but I definitely tried my look. And I went in there and I had talked to her or whatever. I said something or asked her something, and baby, she would die my she was jiggling the little thing back there, back your throat. She was jiggling. Y'all, my mama, she was at my head. Like, and so from that day forward, it was just like, why would I want to talk to you if that is how you're going to respond? Like, if I want to tell you something or ask you something, even if it's something that you don't want to hear, you should accept what I'm saying. Even if you have these feelings on the inside, and I know we can be so impulsive, and you know, I definitely feel like I caught her off guard, y'all. I get that. But I was like, oh, well, excuse me, you know, kind of deal. Coming to you about certain things is how you respond, you know. So that was one thing I grew up solid with, kind of talking to my mom about stuff. I was very, even though she didn't want me dumbfounded, honey, I was so dumb. I didn't know a lot of things that my peers knew and stuff. Like, I didn't know a lot of stuff, y'all. And so, you know, worldly kind of things. Like, I was literally a child. I was not into all that stuff that people was in. Baby, church, playing outside, sport. What? I was not into all that other stuff that people was into. Like, that's how I know, granted, the world is changing and kids growing up fast and stuff, but it's still kind of the same, because you got kids now who may not know a lot of the stuff that some of the kids know, because it's just what you're being exposed to, I feel. That's just my opinion. Don't come for me. But that can definitely allow you to grow up silent. You know, so I encourage parents, if your kids bring something to you, even if you feel that's something that they shouldn't come to you about, you know, just talk to them. That's basically what I'm trying to say. My bun trying to fall, y'all. But just talk to them, you know what I'm saying? Don't make them feel like because they're asking you something or because they're saying something and they want answers or they just have questions, don't make them feel as if, you know, don't talk about that, what, you know. And I mean, there's a way that you can say things. So that will hinder people's communication as they get older. So we have to realize with our upbringings, and this video is definitely about, you know, just younger times in a sense, because the other videos will consist of me talking about the older I get kind of deal. But you want to make sure that foundation is solid all across the board, because obviously if they can't talk to their parents, you know, then they may go talk to other people. And I don't really think I had other people to really talk to aside of my brother. Being that I had a bigger brother, we were like, you feel me? Like, that was my dog, okay? So I did talk to him about a lot of things, but I really didn't have much, like, I didn't have anything to really talk about like that, you know, kind of growing up. And then I started getting friends and stuff, so it got better. And I wasn't really into, again, a lot of the things that my friends were into growing up until I got a lot older or whatever. So I think being silent when you're growing up, it can definitely hinder your communication and relationships in your future. I think my growth is in my communication. My growth is in the fact that I definitely had to go through what I went through as a child, and I'm reflecting those things on in my adulthood, and things that I want to change, I'll do that. There was an instance where I feel as if I needed to forgive someone. A lot of times, you guys, you have to be okay with not getting that forgiveness. You being forgiven or you forgiving someone. You can't live your life off something that you may never get. Okay, and that is where I had to come to realization about, because I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy, okay? And so I realized that in areas in which things may not be in my control, I can't control it. Okay, I can only control what I can control. And so even if that is something that you guys may be dealing with, if you feel that you really want to speak to someone to kind of help you go, you know, on with your life because that area still bothers you, try, but you can only do so much. Okay, and that may be a part of your growing pains. And for me, I know that was a part of my growing pains because I wanted to get over that hump, and I felt like I was only knocking my head into the hump, you know. And so obviously I prayed about it, and it just came to me that, and even now, if I were able to forgive someone or whatever the case is, then it will be even more of a relief. But I can't live my life waiting for something that I may never get. Find your peace in knowing that, hey, I tried, or hey, I wished well, or whatever the case is. And if it doesn't go well or doesn't go the way that you want it to go, then so be it. Let it go. By all means, don't hold that stuff in, and don't take that to relationships, or don't take that to friendships, or don't take that to people who has done nothing to you. Also, you guys, I did want to talk a little bit about, I saw this thing on not Instagram, was it Facebook? I'm not sure. I saw this thing on Facebook, and it basically, it was like this lady was speaking about her mom and her not being affectionate growing up, like hugs or, you know, words of affirmation or just different things. And so she grew up, she had, you know, little girls of her own, and she realized she wasn't giving those kids affection either. And so she began to say how she screamed out one day that no one loves her, and her daughter came up and told her, hey, well, I love you. She hugged on her, but the mom didn't hug her back, and the daughter was kind of wondering, why don't you hug me? And so she had to self-reflect, like, hey, I don't want to be like that. But you have to reflect on yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be real with yourself. Okay, and realize, hey, I am really acting like this. I am really doing this. I'm really not doing that. You know, you have to be honest with yourself so that you can change. And so I say that to say that if you are not being affectionate, and I don't care if you're a woman or a man, a girl or a boy, if you are not being affectionate with your parents, with your parents in your household, then you need to verbalize that. If you feel like your mom is not, you know, loving on you enough, I know we are a very lovable family. So I know for me, I had that affection in my family, you know, and I saw that in my family. And so I, you know, give that to the people around me or in my relationship or whatever the case is. And affection is not always sexually. It could be words of affirmation. It can be a hug. It can be a kiss. It can be anything, you know, to show that you love someone, that you're not so cold-hearted or you so hard or whatever the case is. And so I encourage you guys, parents, if you're not affectionate with your kids, start today. Tell them every day how beautiful they are. Tell them every day how handsome they are, how smart they are. Give them a hug when they come home from school. Kiss them on the forehead when they go to sleep, you know, at night. they remember those things and it travels to their adulthood. So that does conclude this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope you guys are excited about this series. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up for me. Don't forget, if you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button so that you can become a part of the PVO family. And until next time, you guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. On you, because it's on you. Bye.